So roles like groups here are acting as a capability. That is, it's associated to a user, and an environment acquires this capability by having the user authenticate. So it's associated to the user and not to a resource, which is where access control and access control list reside. We've taken the view that capabilities are checked by access control, but there is also a view that is a pure capability-oriented view. That is, there's no need for access control that might check a capability against a resource, because the only way to get to a resource is by having the capability to talk about that resource. In a pure capability-oriented system, when you create a file, not only does the file exist, but you inherit some capability to work with that file, and others get to work with the file only if you communicate that capability to them somehow. An example of a capability system is JavaScript, where you can manipulate the web page, but you can manipulate it only through the methods that the browser provides to JavaScript programs to manipulate the DOM. And if there's some action that's not in the DOM, then the JavaScript program can't do that to the document. So many capability-oriented systems are connected to object-oriented systems, where an object represents a set of things that you might do and therefore represents a capability to perform those actions. Once you hand out a capability, what happens if you need to take that capability back? That's called revocation, and revocation is always an important consideration in the design of a capability system. For example, when you log into a website and have a cookie, those cookies saved in the browser generally have an expiration date on them. At the point where the cookie expires, then effectively the capabilities that that cookie granted have been revoked. You can think of an open file handle as a capability to read or write that file. When you close the file handle, then no matter what other part of your program have that same object representing the file, they can't read or write to it anymore. So closing a file handle is a kind of revocation on the file handle object as a capability to read and write the file. Other kinds of capability systems that are more or less distributed will have to address this problem in various other ways.